Good day, everyone. This is Jan Monahan for Wrapping with Jan. And I, like many other people, have just received this from Hero Arts. It's their April monthly kit. And I'm very anxious to see what's inside it. So, and I will be making several projects from this. I'm just not quite sure how or what. But anyhow, well, there we go. Oh, this is such pretty paper. I'm so glad they do this. First of all, there's two packages in here. One is the actual kit, and the other is some really cool add-ons. So let me take a look at this. I've got 3 new cubes. Let's see, Fiesta Yellow, Fiesta Teal, and Fiesta Red. Okay, those look really good. And let's take a look and see what these look like so I can at least get an idea of what I'm going to make. Yeah! Come on. Oh, these are bright and vibrant. Oops. Blue and red. Okay, the primary colors in very festive shades. All right, and we'll wait till those dry because I'm sure their color will soften a bit, but we'll take a look at that later. And look what we have here. These are mulberry paper. This is mulberry paper. And these make beautiful backgrounds. And look at all the texture. And I'll show you how to use these coming up, because I will be, these make beautiful water tears and beautiful backgrounds. And again, these are mulberry paper, or this is mulberry paper, and some very, very beautiful colors. Can't wait to try these. Now for the main event. And somebody's tied this very well. There we go. And this has a very Cinco de Mayo feel to it. And there's 2 pieces of ribbon. Wunderbar. Anybody can take a look at this. Well, maybe it's better like this. This is Cinco de Mayo, and muchas gracias, and many thanks, and you're one hot mama. This has got a lot of cute images. We've got the saguaro and the prickly pear. No, this is the prickly pear. I guess that could be a prickly pear too. And it's all in bloom. Indications of spring. And we've got, looks like the members of a mariachi band, and the rattlesnake with the rattler. Looking sharp. So we can, oh, and there's a pepper. We can do that. We can use the pepper. So let's take a look at what we've got as far as dies go. There's probably 20 plus dies in this particular collection, and it looks like most of them, now I can see the guitar, and we've got one big one that I think can probably work as a frame. I'd like to see that. And the packaging is a lot of fun too. Look at all this. Very, very festive. And I'm sure that I can come up with a lot of ideas. So stay tuned, and I will be back with lots of ideas and inspiration. Okay, here we're going to start project number 1. Now the first thing I'm going to do is show you one of the magic tricks you can do with this mulberry paper. And what I've done, I've taken my T ruler here and I've marked off 2 inches on this turquoise piece of mulberry. And I've got water here and a very thin paintbrush. And I hope you can see it. There's a 2-inch line. And I'm going to take water and I'm going to saturate the paper along this line. And some mulberry paper does run, and I'm hoping this doesn't, because I've got it on my whiteboard here. And what this does is it breaks down the fibers in this paper, as does water with just about any paper if you put enough of it on it. Some people just tear it. I've seen other people take like a hat pin and pierce it, like you would a perforation on paper. This is fine enough or light enough that all I need to do is take my straight edge here and tear it. And it makes a very nice ragged edge on both sides of the paper. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other side so that we have matching sides here. Some of this mulberry paper, you can get gorgeous mulberry paper. I've seen it with banana fibers in it. I've seen it with rose petals in it. I've seen it with somebody used marijuana leaves with it, and I'm not sure I would do anything like that. But you can put up the paper makers have gotten very creative with what they put into the mulberry paper. Now this isn't going, I'm not allowing myself a whole lot of room here to tear this off, but it is working. There we go. And now I'm going to leave the sides just the way they are because I'm going to curl those around a piece of cardstock. Now, to enhance this a little bit more, I take an old toothbrush and gently brush it. And I'm going to do this on the other two pieces of paper, just in the very same fashion. And while these are drying, I'd like to show you something about the colors that Hero Arts has sent us. If you recall, I put these on a piece of cardstock, and these, if you've had any art experience at all, these are the primary colors. And I'd like to show you what we can do with these colors here. Because this will come into play in the design of this gift wrap here. And yes, I'm making a gift bag. And what I've got is I've got some scrap watercolor paper, and I'm going to show you how we can combine these to match the colors of the mulberry paper. What I'm going to do here yeah, we need a little bit more yellow. Okay, now we've got something to match this. All right, let's see what we can do with the red and the blue. And we can match this. Oops. This paper. And finally, I don't think we have to mix this blue at all, turquoise, teal, whatever you want to call it. Oh, the people at Hero Arts are so smart, aren't they? I have to write them a letter and thank them for making all this totally color coordinated. So I will be using this in the project ahead, so stay tuned. Before I stamp this, let me show you what I've done. If you remember, I watercut the mulberry paper, and I have adhered it to the front of my gift bag base, and I've just taped the ends of it down. Unfortunately, this is mulberry paper. By its very nature, if you put anything behind it, you're going to be able to see it. So it's important that you find a place to adhere it or glue it down or tape it down that nobody can see. So before I tape it to my gift bag, I'm going to do some stamping. Put this in my MISTI so I don't mess it up. And from the kit, there are two sentiments, birthday sentiments, Feliz Cumpleaños and Happy Birthday. And Feliz cumpleaños sounds more like complaining, which I think a lot of us do. As we, after 21, there's really no sense in being happy about a birthday. So yes, we do complain. And so let's get the happy birthday and the Feliz cumpleaños. And I want to make sure that I don't get any ink. There we go. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, let's try this. Where am I missing? And I'm using black soot. I couldn't find my VersaFine ink, which I usually use, but this will do in a pinch. And so now we've got our gift bag base printed and stamped and taped. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to finish this off. And I must apologize, I am battling the flu. I wanted to get this out by this Friday. I'm not really sure that's going to happen. As you can tell, my voice is not very clear. I work in the healthcare industry, and boy, the bugs just kind of take a hold and they just affect people. And so far, I think 2 of my coworkers are down with it, and I'm hoping to go back to work tomorrow, but we shall see. And come on. All right. I'm going to put that right down there on the gift bag. Make sure it sticks. There we go. Now I pre-cut and colored several of the images that come in the kit. And I put pop dots on the back. And I did, with the exception of 1 or 2, I watercolored these. These I printed on watercolor paper. And with the exception of the cake, I went ahead and watercolored them. And these really are fantastic images for birthdays and whatever. This is a cute kit. We've got the saguaro, and I believe this is either a prickly pear. Well, it might be a cholla. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, these are all Southwest images. And let's see. I don't know if I want to put that down yet. Let's do another guitar. And we'll fill in with all these peppers. And we'll stick that there. Oops. There we go. Now that'll give it a little dimension. Now the tags I usually put on my gift bags they aren't matte, they're real slippery, and I wasn't able to get a good image of the saguaro with watercolor, so I'm going ahead and coloring this in, and I think this is G14, although any color green would do. Saguaros change color slightly throughout the year. There we go. Have a gift tag. And, oops, here we are. No, hang on a minute, folks. Okay. I found some green and white raffia to put on this. And I thought I had some purple somewhere, but after looking for a while, I just gave up. And whoops, come on, get over there. There we go. And there we are. We can get the swirl to stay in place over here. And here we are with project number 1. And we'll be on to project number 2 shortly. For project number 2, I'm going to make a gift card holder out of some tags that I've die cut from Elizabeth Craft Design, and this may look a little on the odd side, but there is a method to their madness. I've cut these out of 8.5 by 11, and I can make these tags as long or as short as I see fit, depending on what I'm doing. So what I did is I cut 2 different sizes of tag. I cut one that was, I hope you can see this. I cut one that was 7.5 inches long and another one by 9.5 inches long, and I folded it and scored it at 2 inches, and I came up with these. So I'm going to tape these together, and we're going to have a card holder. I'll zoom out again so you can see a little bit more what I'm doing. Going to put these together and make a nice little sandwich for whoever this is for, and I haven't decided. It's probably going to be for my mother, but for Mother's Day. Oh! But anyhow, we get this together and line up your openings, and hopefully you don't mess up like I did and have to trim this. Okay, so then what I've done is I cut a purple panel for this, and I've just used double-sided tape, and we're going to put that on, and then we're going to add a few little peppers here and there to make things, to liven things up. And once again, make sure that your tag openings are lined up. And if they're not, you can always trim them. And now I pre-cut some of the jalapeno peppers, and I was at the store yesterday and I noticed that they aren't just red, but they're yellow and they're orange and they're green, and I even saw some purple ones, but I was afraid the purple ones wouldn't show up. So I'm going to do here is I'm just going to glue a few around. And we will finish this off with, let's see, do I have another yellow one? Oh no, okay. Put that there and here. And there we go. And in true Mother's Day fashion, put down here your one hot mama. And I can't wait to see her reaction to this. So, and we will add a little bit more festive accents. I've got some white and green and orange raffia. And we'll run this through. Oops. Come on, get over there. I must not glue that down very well. There we go. Okay, and you can put anything you'd want to in here. Oops, forgot to show you the inside. You could put any kind of sentiment inside, and it's just enough room for a gift card and some kind words. And you can also use the back if you'd like. And so I'll put this back in. I appreciate all this. Cinco de Mayo is coming up, and you can always celebrate that. And there we go. We are finished with project number 2. Okay, on to project number 3. This is going to be a quick and easy card. I'm going to use some of the packaging that came with the kit. I cut up the I don't want to call this a piece of cardboard, but it is a heavy cardstock with just some really pretty colors on it, and we'll use that. This is just going to be a simple thank you card. And I've taken the banner from the kit, and I'm going to stamp this on the bottom of the card. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. for those of you who don't have a Misty, I highly recommend purchasing one. This has saved me a ton of time and saved me from a lot of mistakes where I didn't give enough pressure or even pressure. All right, now I'm going to do both the English version and Spanish version of thank you. The muchas gracias and many thanks. And again, I'm using black soot, the Tim Holtz oxide inks. There we go. And we'll take this out of here. And as usual, for those of you who know how I work, I'm going to decorate the envelope that's going to go with the card. And I had a flourish here somewhere. There we go. Oh, wait. If you hear the rain outside, I do apologize. We've been having the strangest weather of late. Last week, it snowed one day, and then the next day we had tornado warnings. And so far, we've been able to avoid the snow, which I'm very thankful for. All right. Many thanks and muchas gracias. There we go. Now even the letter carrier can get a smile out of that. All right. To finish off the card, what I've done is I have taken the packaging from the kit, and I've tied the ribbon came with it also. And I've cut this down to fit, and this is just an A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The opposite side of this is just as pretty, but it is so ornate. I was afraid that any design that I put on it would get lost. It's gorgeous in and of itself. And center that right there. And then I had originally die cut and colored some of these images here, but it just I thought it was too busy and it would take away from the many thanks. So I decided not to use them. I'll use that for another project. Right now we're just going to put a quickie bow on here. And lo and behold, we have project number 3. For project number 4, I went ahead and I die cut the, I guess the frame here. I thought this looked like a stage with curtains on either side, and I decided to make an invitation out of it. So we're going to have a Cinco de Mayo party, and I'll have to make a lot more of these, but I had some navy blue cardstock out of my stash, and since this is going through the mail, I'm not going to pop anything up because I need it to stay flat, because you never know what happens with the postal processing machines. And we'll go ahead and glue all this down. Now I had run out of gold paper. I used most of it for another project or for Christmas or whatever, but I did happen to have some gold spray, so I took some white cardstock. I think this is Nina Solar White 110. It's pretty substantial cardstock, and I went ahead and cut it out, or die cut it, and then I sprayed it. So that solved the gold problem. And that goes down there. Then out of the mulberry paper that came in the kit, I made a little frame for my party. I don't have a stamp that says anything about Cinco de Mayo, so I just printed it off on the computer. And I once again I did the water tearing for the mulberry paper, and made it look a little distressed. And with mulberry paper, you got to be careful about adhesive. It just about any kind of adhesive shows through, especially the wet stuff. Anything, just regular white glue or any liquid adhesive will show through, and sometimes even the the dry adhesive will show through. So I always try and hide it behind something, and I'm hiding it behind our little imitation there. And once again, since this needs to stay flat, I'm not going to pop anything up, but I print this off, I stamped this and embossed it in gold so it would look all coordinated. And I've got the dancing gal here, and then the guy with the trumpet. We're going to put him up on stage. And then Mr. Rattler will go down here. And last but not least, and most importantly, is let's party. Oh, Come on. Let's try it from this side. Okay. And let's party. And once again, I can't make anything. I can't make a card without making a matching envelope. And to the guys, when I send this to a guy, I'll put the dancing girl on there and make it a little bit more appealing to him. If I'm sending it to the gals, I'll put the guy with the trumpet on there. So this is project number 4, and we're going to start project number 5. Okay, final project. This is going to be an interactive card, and although I don't specialize in cards, this particular stamp set kind of screamed happy birthday, and you don't always have to give a gift on somebody's birthday. So we're going to take, what I've done is I've taken all the mulberry paper, and once again I've water torn it, make it look that it have a rough edge, and I'm going to tape this, double-sided tape, to the top side of this card, and this card is, I believe, 5 by 6.5, so it's a little larger than your standard A2 size. And I fold this in half, and we're going to stick this up at the top so it opens. Got that open. All right, and then we're going to come with the blue, and this is a little bit longer. And I don't recall the measurements to these. I just kind of eyeballed it. But once again, we'll put some more double-sided tape on here. And take your time with this mulberry paper, because it's not like cardstock. It doesn't have the, I'm not even sure it's made out of wood. I think it's, well, it probably is, but it's not like your 110-pound Nina cardstock. Okay, I'm going to put that in there so it sticks out just a little bit. Then we're going to open it up again and add the final panel. And I'm gluing this all to the original mulberry paper. And make sure that it's all, there we go. Okay. Now we can start the actual card. We've got kind of a flip card. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put, I guess birthday tabs would be the best. Put looking sharp. And we've got our prickly pear and our saguaro. And you can place these however you want. Whoops, I forgot some there. I try to be prepared here. Try and make this as quick as possible. I don't want anybody to get bored and turn me off. Let's go this way. If anybody out there is familiar with prickly pear, if you ever go out to Southwest, there'll be something called cactus jelly, and they make it out of this is the fruit of the prickly pear, and it's actually very good. First time, my grandparents are from the Southwest, and first time we went out there, they said, "Oh, you got to try this." I'm thinking, there's no way I'm sticking that in my mouth, and I ended up bringing some home. So the next one I'm putting in is the little piñata, and we'll make this the fiesta time. And then finally, well, that's probably a little bit, let's see if I can get it off without tearing it. Nope, it's not going to happen. So don't do what I just did. Do what I say, not what I do. And then finally is happy birthday. And we'll put the cake on the purple page. Right there. And there's still plenty of room on the inside for your sentiments. And I had a couple roses or a couple flowers left over. So we'll put that. Let's put this over here. Okay. So, looking sharp. It's all the cacti. And fiesta time is the piñata. And happy birthday is the cake. So, and once again, I don't ever make a card without making some kind of wrapping for it. And we're going to do the looking sharp images with all the, put this in my Misty. And there we go. Now looking sharp. If you want to color that in, that's great. Use Copics or watercolor, you name it. Okay, so here's our 5 projects. We started off with a gift bag, a happy birthday bag, with all the images of Cinco de Mayo, and except it's a birthday. And then we had a gift card holder that's got you're one hot mama. And then we had a very simple one, a thank you note. You can never have too many thank you notes, as far as I'm concerned. And then we had the invitation to the Cinco de Mayo party. And then to wrap things up, we have our birthday. And so once again, this is Wrapping with Jan. Leave me a comment, good or bad. And if you like what you see, sign up for my YouTube channel. Have a good week. Thanks, guys.